Hello, strangers! It's been a while since I've updated you on my knitting and crochet escapades. Yeah, sorry. So, where have I been? Well, it's kind of exciting. It's not really knitting related, but I have been doing a play. What? So, other than knitting and crocheting and parenting, I am an actor sometimes. So yeah, I did a play as part of the Melbourne Fringe Festival, and that's kind of why I disappeared. And since finishing the play, I then had to plan Freya's 6th birthday party. Whoa! Hopefully I will never have to do that again. Or, well, obviously she only turned 6 once, but you know what I mean. Oh, that was a full-time gig in itself, planning an epic birthday party. Anyway, I'm here now. Got a couple of things to show you. I have still been finding time to knit and crochet, just not time to video anything. There is something that I actually finished just yesterday. This is a little amigurumi doll. Now this is going to be a gift for Freya's prep teacher. So her very first school teacher is going to get one of these, and the significance is that it kind of looks a little bit like my Freya. Obviously I don't actually put Freya on camera, so this is the next best thing. Her school uniform is yellow and blue, and she always has a blonde braid. So here she is. The other noteworthy thing is that I finally finished Freya's little top. I'll give you a close-up because the colours probably aren't good on screen at the moment. I think the last 2 or 3 videos I was working on this because it was kind of my in-between project. It's actually made from sock yarn, so it's a fingering weight or 4-ply sock yarn. The pattern details are in a few of my videos. It's worked top down in the round, and yeah, I finally finished. I really like how the colour turned out. So this is a ball of what I used for the stripy parts, and then I just used a variegated purple, so you'll see that it does slightly change colour, but it just goes from darker to lighter purples. And then I had a tiny bit of pink sock yarn to finish up using, so I put the pink sock yarn top and bottom bands, or neck and waistbands. And then I didn't have enough really to do that for the cuffs, or this is all I had left in pink, so I didn't want to risk it. And then I decided to do purple cuffs, and now all I have left in the purple is this. Don't quite know what to do with that. And so this is what I have left in the variegated self-striping. Don't quite know what to do with it. There's enough to do something, but what? Maybe some little Freya-sized mittens or socks? Probably not both. A hat, maybe? I don't know if this is good or bad news, but it's supposed to be summer right now here in Melbourne, and it's freezing. That sucks. I think it sucks. But I suppose the good news is Freya might actually get to wear this at some point before we actually get our summer. Yeah. Oh, it's so I really like the density of this fabric. It's quite, yeah. It is a fingering weight, but it was done in a 3.75mm needles for the bulk of it, so it's quite flowy. It's quite a flowy fabric. So yeah, this is my new toy. This one's just from Lincraft. I think it's usually $40, 40 Australian dollars, and I bought it on sale, so I think I paid $24 for it. I'm really enjoying using it. So I generally put it here because I do most of my work here, and that's the right height, or I've got a little table here. Sometimes I might put it there depending what I'm doing. And yeah, it has been really helpful, and I feel like it has made projects quicker just by not having to stop and unwind a ball or whatever. So yeah, I'm kind of happy I got that. Now, some really big news. Freya, who's just turned 6, has started knitting. Couldn't be more proud. So she started with a practice square that she's still working on, but I'll grab it. So I actually bought her these kids knitting needles. I think she got them for one Christmas maybe 2 years ago. And I've tried to teach her a few times, but we finally got there in the end. So most of this is her work. For someone who's just turned 6 and never knitted before, I think she's doing a pretty good job. Yeah, so she has started her first scarf, which is of course how one does it. And I'll show you that too because I'm so proud. We managed to find this yarn at Spotlight. It was a bag of mill ends, so there's another ball of it too. And these lovely pink needles. Yeah, so she's started. I've helped her along the way a little bit. She's managed to add a stitch. I think that might have happened down here somewhere. I've decided to leave it. I could fix it for her, but doesn't it make it a unique first scarf if those mistakes are left in? I have been teaching her to slip the first stitch to get that neater edge, and she took a while to understand that, but she's really good. She's always slips it purlwise, even though she has no idea what a purl is. And yeah, she's doing really well. And yes, it's pink. Everything's pink. It's always pink. Pink, pink, pink. I took a photo of a pink motorbike for her today because I knew she'd want to see it. I actually don't have a project right this second. Nothing on the hooks. Plans are though, I have to do some hats for Aquac. I had finished a pink and grey checkered hat with a massive pom-pom that will eventually go to Aquac. But I've still got yarn that came from there to use up, and then there's another video that I did explaining exactly what I had planned for with those yarns. So I might chuck a hat on the needles and do one of those. That'll be my next project. And I owe a baby who's was actually 1 in August. I still owe her a crocheted blanket, close family friend. Her sister has one, a beautiful corner to corner with a border collie design. I'll put the pattern details in the description. I need to do something for the next Baba, who, yeah, as I said, she's already turned 1. So I'm thinking something brightly coloured, lots of colours maybe, but part of me wants to do something I've never done before, but also something a bit random. So I was thinking of choosing particular colours, say, so a few, 10 or more, and then a few different crochet stitches that are typically in a sampler blanket. And then I'm going to let fate, I'm going to let fate decide which colour and which stitch per row, which I thought could be a bit of fun. But I'll probably use the computer to randomly select a colour and a stitch. There are websites that do it. I might get a few rows selected and then start work and see how it's looking. And then keep going till I have a blanket. And that's probably something I could work on and off while I do other things like gifts that are more immediate. Oh, if there are any Doctor Who fans, there are a couple of things I recently finished, which I don't want to show you just yet because I haven't given them to the recipient, and I just like to keep things a surprise. Oh, also I made these cute little angels last year possibly to give to some family friends who I just hadn't seen. I finally caught up with them and have gifted them. So now I can show you. Put the pattern details in the description below. And then another video I'm thinking of doing is an amigurumi tips and hints, hacks, whatever you call it, where I actually work on a project and discuss sort of helpful hints along the way. So rather than me just noting down everything that I've learnt from doing amigurumi and then spewing it at you, I'd actually work on a project and you can sort of come along the journey with me. So it won't be like a tutorial on how to make the particular thing, but it might be a bit of a fun thing to do it together. And then I can impart any knowledge, and then hopefully in the comments people can impart knowledge to me. Speaking of, if you think that's a great idea for a video, or if you've got any suggestions of what to do with this, please leave a comment. I like to have a chat when I can. Give me a share it too if you think there's anyone who might be interested, especially other Australians. Of course, this video is for everyone, but I know us Aussies love to see other Aussie content makers, especially when they're talking about our passions like knitting and crochet. It's nice to see you again. Hopefully I'll get back into it and see you a bit more regularly. Bye for now.